Good morning, friends. Welcome for the today's class. Let me introduce the class for today. This topic which we are going to discuss is business environment and law. It is one of the important topic which is covered as BBA or MBA courses. Now let's get into the topic. Now, before starting this class, I would like to give the importance and significance of business environment and its impact. Now, particularly whenever you are thinking about business environment from the business perspective, so it should focus more on economic growth. So the major issue which the every business organization has to think is its economic growth. Now, what exactly the economic growth is? So economic growth provides capital for infrastructure, manufacturing, and services. Particularly, it boosts gross domestic product (GDP) and national income. Now, coming to second important point, employment generation. So this is there from many years. When India got independence in 1947, many policies has been thinking about employment generation because this is one of the major drawback of Indian economy. So every policy they keep it as employment generation. Now, how this will focus more on it creates a direct and indirect job opportunities, encourages skill development and training for the workforce. And third important point is the technology transfer. So the technology transfer brings advanced technology, innovation, and management practices, improves productivity and competitiveness of Indian industries. And coming to fourth and most important significant point is it improves balance of payments. So inflow of foreign currency strengthen forex reserves, reduces dependency on external borrowings. So these are the most important significant things. So before we enter into this class, so with this, we would like to go with the next and continuation. Right now, fifth one, most important fifth one. So this by this we can also develop the infrastructure. So particularly when India got independence in 1947, India is facing a major problem of investment in telecom and that is particularly the infrastructure growth, roads, power, and urban infrastructure. It supports a long-term sustainability development and it boosts particularly exports. So when India got independence, India is more dependent. India is more dependent. So it focused only on imports, isn't it? It focused only on imports. But what PV Narasimha Rao showed that no, if we want to develop, we should stop imports. Imports need to be reduced. So always try to focus more on boosting the exports. So many foreign firms use India as a manufacturing hub and increase exports earning the global market presence. So coming to next point, market efficiency. Increase competition, reducing monopolies, improves quality of goods and services for consumers, and particularly the next and the most important is regional development. How this regional development is going to be increased. So with this, these are the major things what we need to consider as far as the business environment is concerned. Now we'll move to the next point. Yes. Now, FDA. Now, how important FDA is as per the data. So this is the data what we got from 2025. So now coming to foreign direct investment. Now gross FDI inflows has been increased to 8.8 billion in April 2025. Now out of that 5.9 billion is from March 2025 and 7.2 billion is from April 2024. So net FDI inflows is 3.9 billion. So global perspective on investment, India has ranked the 16th globally in FDI inflows, first greenfield investment in the digital era economy among the South countries. So these are the statistical data where clearly it says that how India is as far as the FDI in India is concerned. Right now, the next one. So, who will do all these FDI? Foreign investment in Duma country is a strategic basis for subject to FDI policy in India. So the government of India, through the Development Department of Industrial Policy and Formation, formulates a consolidated the process of FDI on yearly basis, which is defined a framework for FDI. So most recently, reforms were made for FDI policy in 2019. So foreign investors can invest directly in India, either on their own or through joint ventures in virtually all the sectors except in a very small list of activities where foreign investment is prohibited. So this is the how the foreign investments will flow to India. Right. Coming to the next one, what is the routes? How this can be done. So now, if we talk about how to invest in India, so what are the entry routes? What are the entry routes? So particularly, we have two routes where you can enter into India through FDI. That is automatic route, and second one is prior permission route. Now, under automatic route, what is the general rule says that so no priority permission is required. No priority permission is required, and inform RBI within 30 days. 30 days of inflow or issue of shares. So what is this automatic route means? Automatic route general rule says that so we no need to take any prior permission from the government of India or anyone, but within 30 days you should inform the Reserve Bank of India into inflow or the issue of the shares. So this is the mode where we can call it as an automatic route, and this is by this we can uh, give more opportunity to the global markets. Now the second one is the getting the information, getting the permission prior. So you should get the permission prior before you enter into India in the form of foreign direct investment. So government approval is needed, and decision we should get normally within 4 to 6 weeks. So that you need to understand. And the FIPB, Foreign Investment Promotion Board, being replaced by Foreign Investment Facilitation Portal in May 2017. So this is what the two routes we have. One is an automatic route, another one is a prior permission route. So now when we started understanding the FDI, particularly we divide into four categories. Now category one is the sectors in which the FDI is permitted up to 100%. So you may ask a doubt, sir, under automatic route, how much percentage of amount can be included here means the answer is there are certain sectors under category one, FDI is permitted up to 100%. But there is one more category two, it is permitted, FDI is permitted 100%, but through government rule. Means you should get permission. You should get permission from the government in the period. And category three is a sector in which FDI is permitted beyond certain limit with the government. Now sector 4. Now sector wherein FDI is permitted up to certain limit under both the government and automatic routes subject to applicable laws. So this is what you need to understand. So investors are advised to check the government approval and other related sector conditions in the latest FDI circular in section 5. So this you need to check it. So these are the various categories: category one, category two, category three, and category means India is open the gates. India is opening its gates. India is opening its gates. So and open the gates and inviting the foreign investors to invest in India. by two routes. One is an automatic route, one is a government route. So government route needs approval. Route needs an approval, and the automatic route does not require the prior approval, but within 30 days, you should inform the Reserve Bank of India. Uh, the information should be given to the organization. Right. Now, what are allowed? In this slide, we are going to see what are allowed under the FDI automatic route. Now, if you see that, so in automatic route, foreign entity does not require the prior approval of the government or RBI, prior approval. But RBI, you should inform RBI within how many days you should inform? You should inform in 30 days. That 30 days period clause is there, particularly under the automatic route. Now, there are a few examples where I can quote here. So, medical devices. Under medical devices, you can go FD up to 100%. Thermal power. Under thermal power also, you can go up to 100%. But under insurance, it was up to 49%, but recently it has been changed to 100% also. Infrastructure companies, particularly in the securities market, it is up to 49%. Ports and shipping is also there. Railway infrastructure is there. Pension up to 49%. Power exchanges and petroleum refining, etc. Petroleum refining, particularly by public sector units, up to 49%. So all these are the various sectors. These are all the various sectors where you can invest in India under medical devices, thermal power, insurance, infrastructure, ports and ships, railway infrastructure, pensions up to 49%, power exchange up to 49%, and petroleum refining to 49%. Under all these categories, you can invest in India through which route? Through automatic route. So automatic route does not require any prior approval of the government or RBI. But what RBI you should do within 30 days? 30 days you should inform or issue of the shares, and the information should be given to the RBI. This is what the automatic route. Right. Now, next one, government. Now, under the government route, the foreign entity should compulsory take the approval. Should compulsory take the approval of the government. It should file the application through the foreign investment station portal, which facilitates single window clearance. Single window clearance. The application is forwarded to the respective ministry or department, which then approves or rejects the application offer after consultation with DPIIT. Now, under the government rule, the foreign entity should compulsorily take the approval of the government. It should file an application through the portal. So it facilitates a single window, maximum in 3 to 4 weeks, you will get the approval. Now, coming to examples under government approval, what are the things what we can do it under broadcasting content services? We can move over with that. Banking and public sector also we can do that. Food products, retailing and trading is also up to 100%. You can encourage. Core investment companies also you can invest. Multi-branded retail trading is also up to 51%. But single retail outlet, you can go with 100%. Like mining and mineral separation of titanium bearing minerals and ores and satellite, etc. So these are the various categories where you can have the automatic, government route. Right. Now, if you see the diagram here, easily you can see that automobile, IT, pharma, manufacturing, and airports. So FDI is allowed via automatic route. So approval from government is need not required. So under automobile, you can get approval easily. Isn't it? You will get approval easily. In IT also you will get approval easily. Pharma also you will get approval easily. like airports also, and manufacturing. Particularly under these categories, you will get the approval, and because FDI is allowed through automatic route. Through automatic route, what we doesn't require, we doesn't require any government approval. But what is most important is in 30 days, you should get, you should inform to Reserve Bank of India, isn't it? Information should be given to Reserve Bank of India. That you should keep it in the mind whenever any country they want to introduce it into the market. Right now, FDI is limited. FDI is limited, and government approval from government is needed. Is telecom is there, defense is there, and media is there. Particularly, these are the things where we need a clearance. All right. So if you see this diagram, FDI is not at all allowed. FDI is not at all allowed under lottery, gambling, tobacco, nuclear power. So this FDI is not allowed. So government of India, either with automatic route or the government approval, will not accept, uh, the foreign direct investment, particularly in the lottery category or in the gambling category or the tobacco category. The government will not give the approval. So these are the few sectors. These are few sectors where you can have that DIs. So, friends, I'd like to recap what we studied in this class. So, we started understanding uh, the FDI in India, how important the foreign direct investment in India, and coming to the foreign direct investment when India got independence in 1947, many industrial policies and many 5-year plans was taken by initiated by the government. So majority of the government has focused more on the public sector investments, public sector undertakings. Priority was given to public sector. But when India faced a big problem in the year 1990, so India has a huge crisis, economic crisis. So at that time, PV Narasimha Rao and Manmohan Singh, these two intellectuals, has brought a policy called a new economic policy, and out of that new economic policy, we got one of the important concept called foreign direct investments. So before that, India has also opened the gates for foreign direct investment, but there are a lot of restrictions and there are a lot of limitations are there for them. So we have a lot of limitations for that particular concept. So in 1990, the Nehru and the PV Narasimha Rao said that no, if India want to develop, India want to come out from the situation, we need to open the gates. We need to open the gates by by two different routes. One is an automatic route, one is a prior approval. So under automatic route, you can get approval. The automatic route, you can get an approval uh, uh, within 30 days, but initially you can start your investment either directly or else you can start it with a joint venture or maybe mergers or acquisition. So with the positive note, when India government in 1991 has introduced new industrial policy. So in that new industrial policy, one of the important point was foreign direct investment in India. How well India can capitalize on the direct investment. So India has done very well. India has done, and India got very good foreign direct investments from uh, the foreign countries, particularly from Mauritius, from Singapore, and USA, and all these top countries. We got the more number of FDI inflow to India because the policymakers believes that if India want to achieve if India want to achieve the targeted gross domestic product (GDP), so focus should be more on how we can improve our gross domestic product, how Indian national income can be developed. So to do that, most important is always a country's growth depends on exports. How good you are doing the exports at global level, how good you are doing the exports, and how these exports will help you in achieving your yearly and the targets of the government. So this FDI in India played a key role, and these are the various issues. But and now I want to show some statistical data from the government of India, where you can get the data from this website. So this website is very, very important, DIEPIP. So from this data, I want to show how in which area we can have the FDI is more as far as. So Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion. So I want to show this. This is the website. Here go with publications. So publication data is officially printed. Right. So here you can see a lot of data is there, but here you can see the FDI, foreign direct investment. You can see that we have foreign direct investment fact sheet. So this is for 2025-26. So I want to show this particularly, make the students to understand how good this data is used, how good the data is used, and how useful this data is there. So I want to show it as a view mode. Yes, this is the view mode. We can see here. Right. So if you see the data here, you see the data here. If you see the data here, right. So country wise, so share of top investing countries, FDI inflow for the financial year. So here we can see that we have a data 2023-24 data is there, 24-25 is there, 25-26. So this is how we can show it. So if you see that country wise, the good number of amount from 25 up to December 25, we are getting FDI from Singapore. Singapore is the top country where we are getting more FDIs. That is overall, it is from 25 percentage of the amount we are getting from Singapore. And second, it is followed by Mauritius. So Mauritius is getting 24%. And US in the third rank, US is getting, from US we are getting 10% of the inflow. And the fourth position is Netherlands. Fifth position is Japan. Sixth is United Kingdom. Seventh is UAE. Eighth one is Cayman Islands. Ninth one is Cyprus. And tenth one is Germany. So these are the top 10 countries. These are the top 10 countries where the FDI is flowing from their country to India. So it shows clearly that FDI inflows, cumulative wise, it has been given in here. So this is data clearly indicates that. So top 5 countries, Singapore is number one, Mauritius is number two, but Singapore and Mauritius altogether they are contributing almost 50%. We talk about Singapore and Mauritius, so they are almost contributing. They are almost contributing 50% of FDIs in India as per 2025-26 April December data. So you see that how important the FDI is we are getting from Singapore, Mauritius, and next is USA. Now coming to next one, yes, next and most important is sector. So first, we have discussed about the country data. Now, which sector we are getting more inflows? Now, coming to that, as per the official data from Department of Foreign Promotion and Industry Trade. So this is the data where you can get clearly. Right now, you get that service sector. Service sector is a top sector, which we are getting 16% of its FDI is from the service sector. So, what we can say that the uh, service sector. Now, what service sector? Service sector includes. You see the data here. Now here there is a clear data is given here at the bottom. Service sector includes financial, banking, insurance, non-financial or business, outsourcing, R&D, courier, and testing and analysis. So these are all the things which will comes under the service sector. Service sector is a very big sector, but 60% of the contribution we are getting from the service sector. Now, after service sector, it is followed by computer and software and hardware. Now, computer software hardware is also almost it is contributing equal to the service sector. Now, coming to third one is the trading. So trading is contributing 7% of inflows in India. Now, coming to next fourth one, it goes with the telecommunication. As we all know that from the last 15 years, 20 years, the telecommunication is growing like anything. So that you need to focus on telecommunication. Fifth one is automobile. Now, automobile industry is ruling in India with 5%, and construction infrastructure is also with 5%, and particularly construction development like townships, housing, building, build up of infrastructure and other things. Now, eighth position is followed by drugs and pharmaceuticals. Now, in Indian pharmaceutical companies are also doing well, so with 3%. Now, ninth one is non-conventional energy, and 10th one is chemicals other than fertilizers. So all these are top 10 friends. So top 10 sectors. So we are discussing the data, the attracting sectors, the most attracting sectors. In the previous slide, we have discussed about countries. So Mauritius is spending, Singapore is spending, USA, Japan, all these countries are investing in India. Now, where they are investing, either they are investing in service sector, either they are investing in computer software and hardware sector, either sometimes they are investing in telecommunication or automobiles. So whatever. So these are the top 10 attracting sectors for the developing countries where they can easily they can put their money into. So if you see that service sector and the computers and hardware, almost they are crossing 37% of FDI is only through service sector. And service sector means not only one sector. Friends. I just now I said it can be banking, it can be financial, it can be insurance, it can be R&D, it can be outsourcing, and sometimes it can be testing and analysis also. So this can be done in India. So these are the top 10 sectors where the world is thinking that this is the most attracting destination, the India, where we can put our money in the Indian economy. Now, next after that, I want to show, yes, very, very important, state-wise data. Now, if a country like India, we want to see that country is the most prominent country at the global map. So each and every state should also develop. Each and every state should also develop. Now coming to top 10 states. Now Maharashtra is a dominating state. Maharashtra is a dominating state which is attracting highest FDIs in India because Maharashtra government is providing certain policies, encouraging uh, certain things where these things are more important, where we should focus more on highest inflow. Now, if you see that 31%, 31% of FDI, 31% of FDI is focusing more on 31% of FDI is focusing more on the Maharashtra, means companies from Mauritius, companies from Singapore, companies from Japan and USA, they want to invest in particularly in India, in Maharashtra state of 31% means policies and the government encouragement there is more than compared with the other states. Now next is followed by Karnataka. Even government, Karnataka government is also encouraging more FDI inflows 21%. Next third one, Gujarat. Gujarat is attracting 15%, and which is followed by Delhi, Tamil Nadu, Haryana, and Telangana. Now, Telangana is in seventh place. Now, Telangana government is not that much attracting when compared with Maharashtra because the Telangana government should make certain policies which attracts more number of uh, inflows, particularly more number of inflows to India in particularly India and particular to Telangana. So Telangana, it is only a 4%. This is very less, but it should grow high. It should increase in the coming years. Now, after Telangana, it is followed by Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, and Jharkhand. So these are the top 10 states. Top 10 states are union territories, which is attracting more FDIs to India. So, friends, till now we have discussed about what are the top 10 countries from where the money is flowing. Number one. Number two is which sector is attracting more, like telecommunication, automobile, computer software and hardware service sector, which sector is attracting more. Now coming to third and most important is which state has more number of uh, inflows, which state has more number of inflows, isn't it? So that is what you need to understand. So Maharashtra is leading top. Maharashtra is leading top here. Maharashtra is leading top here. Maharashtra is leading top, isn't it? So here what you need to understand is other states, like other states which was not there in the top 10 also, think their state should also invite certain, encourage certain FDIs, like how Maharashtra and Karnataka and Gujarat is doing. So, like states like Telangana and other states should also focus more on inviting the more FDIs to their state. Right. Now, if you see that this is year-wise. Year-wise data is the most important data here. So all the years previous from 2000 to 2001 to 2025, 6 data is given here. So statistical data. This is how the amount of FDI inflow, equity-wise also data is given, and even amount. Now we said that Singapore, Mauritius, USA, they are getting more amount, and in that more amount, how the government is getting the money. Singapore, as we said, we are getting more amount from Singapore, Mauritius, and USA. And here we have all the countries. We does not. I'm not only focusing on 10, but here we can get all the uh, countries which India is doing great. So we have data of all the data, and all these data you will get from Department of Promotion and Industry and Internal. So this is the data I want to share with you. Now even you can also get the data in the graphical mode also. If you want any data, that you can also get it from uh, the graphical way also. If you want to get any bar chart or diagram, you can also get it. And even you can get the annual uh, FDI graphs. Isn't it? Graphs also I want to show is as graphs. This is the graph. So these are the graph. In graphical way also we can present, like how calendar year wise the data can be presented. Yes, this is how uh, the countries wise, isn't it? So like how Mauritius, Singapore, and this is the data like which sector is doing more. Like I said, service sector and computers are almost doing neck to neck. This is the share of manufacturing sector in FDI inflows. Yet, right? You show that how the equity inflow and total inflow. So this data will give a clear picture that how equity is flowing, and this blue line indicates equity inflow, and this red line indicates total inflow. So this is the data clearly mentioned in USD dollars. So and this data is there from 2000 to 25 data is available. So data is available in the website, friends, and officially you can also get this data, and it's free of cost. You can get the data. So these are the data there, and even all the data you will get it. So friends, this is how the FDI and how well the Indian government is encouraging the FDI policy, and what are the routes. So quickly, I want to recap what we studied in today's class. So, friends, we started understanding what is foreign direct investment in India and what are the various routes of foreign direct investments in India, how countries are believing India in investing their money in India, and what are the routes? How from 1947 to till now, how the Indian government has opened the gates, how Indian government is encouraging the policies, and how the Indian government is focusing more from the traditional way to the digitalization way. But when India faced a big problem in 1990, thanks to PV Narasimha Rao and Manmohan Singh, and they made a very good economic reforms and industrial policies 1991, where they came with a concept called foreign direct investment. And one more concept they also discussed was LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization. This particular concept has opened the gates, has opened the gates, the Indian economy to the world that come to India and support India in building economically. If India want to strong, so India is inviting other countries to open uh, and inviting them and asking them to uh, what they are doing. So these are what we have discussed, and we also focused on the entry routes. We have discussed automatic route and prior approval. Under automatic route, we need not to get any permission, earlier permission, but 30 days we need to inform to RBI. But under prior approval, we should get definite approval from the government, because there are certain sectors where you can't close your eyes and give the permission, because if it shows impact on Indian security system, Indian uh, other security issues will arise. So government of India has kept certain sectors with them only in promoting the international growth. So the basic idea was to export. The basic idea why the government of India is encouraging the foreign direct investment means encourage more exports to other countries where our foreign reserves will develop, foreign reserves will grow. If foreign reserves will grow, there is a possibility that uh, Indian government focus more on to enter into the global markets. So it's vice versa. Means if other countries are investing in India, means even we got an opportunity, we can also invest in the other countries. So it's a two-way process where two countries, like country like developing nation like India, can easily enter into the international markets. This is how the foreign direct investment. And immediately after that, after theoretical part, we also entered into the government website, and we have seen some statistical data of 25, 26 data. So in which country and which area the government of India is getting more money, the inflow, FDI inflow. So particularly when we talk about the FDI, so we have discussed the top 10 countries, from where these top 10 countries we are getting the money, like Singapore, Mauritius, USA, Japan. Like these are the few countries where we are getting almost 50 to 60% of FDI inflow to India through these countries. Now, in the second next category, we also discussed that in which sector it is more attractive. Because if someone want to invest in India, that sector should attract more. That sector should attract more. So, like that, we have discussed many issues uh, which are more important, particularly which are more important, particularly in building India. So, friends, thank you so much for patient listening. So, tomorrow we'll come with another topic. Thank you so much for joining today's class. Thank you. We'll meet again in the next class. Thank you so much.